Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and I'm really excited today because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite bands, Red House Painters. And this is their album from 1992 called Down Colourful Hill. It's kind of like a slowcore, sadcore, indie singer-songwriter vibe. It's kind of chill and late night. And it's interesting because cult singer-songwriter Mark Kozelek, mostly known for Sun Kil Moon, started this band way back when, and this was his first release with them. And it's actually kind of interesting because his voice changes so much from this band to Sun Kil Moon. But anyway, that's an aside. And it's also really interesting because this album is comprised of demo recordings, and their recordings basically got them signed with 4AD back in the day. So just like the quality of the recordings are pretty amazing considering that fact. But anyway, so I just hope you guys like it or find it interesting. And as always, I've got a bunch of clips lined up that I want to talk about. So let's just jump right in.
And we're not kids on swing sets on the blacktop. And I thought at 15 that I have it down by 16. And 24 keeps breathing in my face.
So that's 24, and I just love his vocal performance on this song in particular. It sounds really lovely, and even the musicianship and the instrumentation is also really good. I mean, that's just going to be a common theme on this album, period. But anyway, so this album is basically about a guy named Michael who is just really depressed. He has no confidence. He doesn't think anyone likes him. He doesn't think he's worthy. He doesn't think he's going to go anywhere in his life. But 24 talks about, you know, he's kind of youngish. He was a child, but now he's getting into his teens, and he's kind of hoping, as he says, you know, that by 16 he'll have it all figured out. But 16's come and gone. And the last line, of course, as he says, is 24 is breathing down his neck. So this guy, you know, he's exiting the stage of his life where he's carefree and doesn't have any responsibilities, and he's now entering young adulthood, you know, 24, where he's really worried. You know, he doesn't really know what he wants to do with himself. He doesn't know what his career might be. He doesn't know, he maybe doesn't even have any dreams. So he's feeling pretty lost and sad. So a very sad way to start the album. But again, it's a very sad album. But that's all I have to say about 24. So let's move on to track 2 called Medicine Bottle.
Giving into love and sharing my time, letting someone into my misery. I told it all step by step, how I landed on the island and how I swim across the sea. crosses my mind. that I may wake to a knife in me.
Yeah, I love the sound of Medicine Bottle. It's got a great kind of late night introspective feel to it. And the name of the song is important, Medicine Bottle, because as he describes in the lyrics, it sounds like our guy, he's living in misery. He sounds depressed. He sounds uncertain of himself. But he's given into love, as he says, So even though he might be having issues mentally and taking medicine for it, he's stepped into the world of a relationship. But unfortunately, as he says at the end of the clip, he's just expecting the knife to enter him, metaphorically speaking, at any point. So, as far as this guy is concerned, okay, he's with a girl, that's established, but the girl could just easily, finally recognize that this guy is not worth being with, that this guy is useless, that this guy is unlovable or something, in his mind, right? In his mind, he's picturing this girl is going to finally wake up eventually and realize that she needs to dump this guy. So that's how I interpret the knife in me part. So this poor guy, he's very, very depressed apparently, but he's let someone else into his misery, as he says, which is a great line. So I hope that they work out. But anyway, I have another clip from this song, so let's check it out.
Is it gonna happen, my love? There is no more mystery. Is it gonna happen, my love? It's all in my head, she said, morning after nightmare. You're building a wall, she said, higher than the both of us. So try living life instead of hiding in the bedroom. Show me a smile and I'll promise not to leave you.
Yeah, so this poor woman, she's with a guy who, it sounds like, is constantly doubting her love. He's in this state of mind, as he says, is it gonna finally happen, my love? Are you finally gonna break up with me? But, as she says, it's all in his head. He needs to stop building up that wall that separates the two of them, that metaphorical wall. Because she clearly likes this guy for whatever reason. We don't know why. It's not really important why. And as she says, just show me a smile and I'll be with you. So, maybe he's really good looking. I don't know. But something is attracting this woman to this guy. But this poor guy is just so depressed. He's just so convinced that he's worthless that it's just tearing this relationship apart. So poor Michael. But anyway, that's all I have to say about Medicine Bottle. So let's move on to track 3 called Down Colourful Hill, the name of the album. Let's check it out.
Losing
Man, our poor character, Michael, our hero, he's losing the dream. And by that, he means a couple things. Right before this clip, you didn't hear it, but he's praying for success because, as we'll establish later on in the album, he's some kind of artist, possibly a musician, and he wants to succeed, but nothing is going his way. And so not only is he losing the dream in the sense that like he's losing his drive and his motivation, but he's also kind of tying that into his relationship, because as we've established, he doesn't believe that this girl loves him. But not only that, as he struggles to succeed as an artist, he's reinforcing that belief that she won't stick around. Because as far as he's concerned, she might probably decide like, well, I don't want to be with a guy who is living this artist life and not succeeding. Like, I want to be with a guy with a stable career, right? So he's thinking about these things, right? Because as he says, he's losing the dream where unadmired beings dread the due changes ahead. So unadmired is being unsuccessful artist, and the dread changes that are due are essentially the fact that he just is so absolutely certain this woman is going to break up with him. He just knows it's going to happen. He's just waiting for it to happen. So poor Michael. He needs some motivation. He needs some help. He needs some encouragement. But anyway, that's all I have to say about this song. So let's move on to track number 4.
It's not that simple. This dictionary never has a word for the way I'm feeling, and it's nothing plain for me of a different God and moral. What if I laid my head down on your stomach and put my mouth to your hand? I cannot translate Japanese to English or English to Japanese.
So track 4 is a really lovely song. It's called Japanese to English, which is a great metaphor for the fact that this woman, as we've established, really loves this guy. But, nothing she says or does is convincing Michael that she's going to stay, that she's going to endure all of his hardships and sadness and stuff. She's trying to translate Japanese to English, metaphorically speaking, right? So she's trying to find a way to convince this guy that she likes him, that she loves him, that she wants to be with him. But this poor guy, Michael, just is incapable of believing her. So it's a really lovely song. It's a great metaphor. I like these lyrics a lot. But that's all I have to say about it. So let's move on to track number 5, called Lord, Kill the Pain.
Lord, kill the pain, oh, Lord, kill the pain. Do want to ask you again, kill my neighbors and all my family too. They doubt my direction.
Oh my goodness, our poor hero Michael, clearly he has huge confidence issues. But on top of that, as he says, in a humorous way, Lord, kill the pain, kill my neighbors because they don't believe in my direction. So in the first song, 24, he was trying to figure out what the heck is he going to do with his life. And he's established that, okay, I'm going to try to be an artist, I'm going to try to be a musician, and that's going to be my life goal. But as it sounds like none of his family, none of his friends, none of his neighbors believe in him. probably his parents are like wishing he was a doctor or a lawyer or just something stable, whatever it is, just not a musician. So like not only is he depressed, he lacks confidence, not only is he not being successful as an artist, but everyone doubts him. So this album, is very relatable to all you artists out there who are struggling. So our poor Michael, our poor guy. But that's all I have to say about track number 5. So let's move on to the last track called Michael.
Michael, where are you now? Somehow in my excitement, the last time you called, it slipped again to ask your hidden whereabouts. I got a lead from your old triple ex-girlfriend. She said, I heard he lost his mind again and again. I said I didn't know that you ever did.
So Michael is a very interesting song. Well, first off, his singing in this part is just so memorable, in my opinion. But we're entering the shoes of a different lady who was Michael's friend from a long, long time ago. Because, I inferred that because when she hears from somebody that Michael is homeless and Michael has lost his mind again, she says that she didn't realize that he lost his mind ever. So I guess from her perspective, she grew up with this guy, Michael. They had a great time together. They were best friends, maybe. But they separated at some point. She went on to live her life. He lived his life. And they never really talked to each other for years, probably. So she was completely oblivious to the fact that one of her old friends, Michael, is now basically homeless and kind of a mental case. So yeah, this poor woman, she's probably reflecting on that. And I actually have another clip from this song. It's my last clip from the album, which gets into that. So let's check it out.
Do you remember our first subway ride? Our first heavy metal haircuts? Our last swim on the East Coast? And me with my ridiculous looking pierced nose. I remember your warm smile in the sun. The daydreaming boy without shirt on. The Birmingham bar fly father, left mother of 3 sons. You're the oldest juvenile delinquent bum. My best friend.
Yeah, so that's the last set of lyrics, and they're just so sad. They're so powerful. I mean, this woman is imagining, she's remembering her friendship with Michael. It sounds like when they were younger, in their teens maybe, they were good friends. Well, they were best friends. So she's remembering this, and she's smiling about it. She's remembering oh man, I remember all these wonderful times I had with this guy. It's so sad that he's a bum now, essentially. So it's just a very sad song. But I imagine she's thinking about the time in Michael's life, which was the happiest time, when he had no cares and responsibilities. He was just having a good time with his buddy, whose name we don't know, the girl in the song. So yeah, poor Michael. He had a happy life up until a point where he basically lost his mind, you know. So he's homeless now, probably a drug addict, probably a drunkard, you know. But anyway, just a very sad album, but a very wonderful, at the same time, sonically speaking, a really cool album. I just hope you guys like it. But that's all I have to say about it. So as usual, feel free to comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. I'll check them out. And if you like the video, you know, please like and subscribe. It'd really help out. I like making these. But yeah, that's Red House Painters. So check them out and have a good one.